That's how you get an unregistered handgun stuck in your face.
Do we have a talent? Huh?
Nice guys finish last.
Nice guys finish last.
It's a turn of phrase that's been around basically for as long as I can remember, really. But the thing that nobody had considered about that phrase is that, I don't know, maybe nice guys deserve to finish last.
Anger is not the way of the jet.
It's a topic that has grown in internet popularity for a very long time, at least the past 5 years I've been doing the YouTube channel, and it is a mindset which is somewhat adjacent but not quite equal to the involuntary celibate, aka incel mindset, in the fact that they both believe that they are superior to every other male, a better choice for one's affections. And of course all of that is born mostly from logical fallacies and deeply seated insecurity. The term itself is most often used to ridicule men who portray themselves as paragons of masculinity, only to find that they are typically quite foul, vile, stalkerish even, when their advances are met with, let's just say less than imagined results. So I thought I'd get in here, dive into a few of these nice guy isms, and dissect the statements that we see so often in the stories that we read. Maybe I could shed a little bit of light on what these statements say to me without having to filter them through a Reddit post. And, of course, I'd love to hear your takes down in the comments. Today we're going to see exactly why it is that nice guys keep losing. And no, it isn't because all women like jerks. It's because the nice guy's not very nice at all. He's entitled, manipulative, weird as hell. So let's get into it now. We'll go ahead and count down some red flags. Number 1, not like other guys? Yeah, sure. Okay, buddy. Not like other guys is probably the most commonly associated term with the nice guy. Go read basically any post on the r/niceguys subreddit, and it's said in one way or another. And really, even the idea itself is intrinsically stupid if you bother to unpack it for more than 10 seconds. Like, while each human being is a measured conglomeration of all their tiny different parts, we are mostly the same. We can admit that, can't we? Stupid little ghoulish apes clinging to our grand ideas of grandiosity, staring into our entertainment obelisks, tapping away at our electric boxes. And someday we'll all be worm food. No one, and I mean fucking no one, is special. I'm really sorry that your grade school handed out participation awards and now you are eternally mindfucked by that, but trust me when I say that that has no real-world value. And really, it wasn't even a path that you chose for yourself. Who was giving out the participation awards? Boomers?
You're a tiny little man.
Vehicle code. Vehicle code.
Big shot.
20.
Blame them for everything once again. Anyway, here's a generally good rule to live by. If you have to espouse your own specialness, even if your specialness is just as basic as being nice, well then you're either trying to convince somebody else, or you are flagrantly lying to yourself. And yeah, that's just lame, man. I can name myself the Queen of England, but that doesn't make the statement true. I like to think as few would still bend the knee, however. It just means that, yeah, I'm going to take a quick trip to the psych ward. Wow, you know, the psych ward used to be a lot more crowded. They let all the crazies on the street. If you, nice guy, want to learn to, quote-unquote, not be like other guys, well, stop leaning on the fucking crutch of not being like other guys. Go out and read a book and ask yourself some really hard questions in your own brain and learn to be by yourself and still completely happy. No phone, no nothing. Staring at a wall and thinking. This is how all the best thoughts are born. Nah, that's probably not true. The book thing's better. But we'll start with the staring at a wall. No matter where you start, you should be striving to be interesting by virtue of your own values and thoughts and beliefs and the way you conduct yourself. Then you won't have to speak your specialness out loud. It will just be apparent to everybody. Or I don't know, just fucking double down and keep telling yourself that you're special. God forbid you step outside your own ego, you know? Just keep stroking on that thing while you seethe and mauled and mommy tells you how you did a good job. Seems to be going great so far, but I got no time for you, so I'm gonna keep it moving. Number 2, Simp Satellites. So a hallmark of the nice guy archetype is hovering. Trying to be like some sort of human multi-tool for all of a woman's problems. Fixing her phone, helping with financial aid, offering unqualified psychological advice, or any other litany of horrific self-insertions, which in turn might lead to another horrific self-insertion. If you take me, and I hope she doesn't. While proximity can lead to a romantic relationship, maybe eventually, like, you know, between coworkers or something like that, forced proximity is not going to increase your chances in the slightest. Haven't you ever heard the term absence makes the heart grow fonder? Well, if you haven't, then I'll assume that your childhood lacked the Peanuts comics, as well as, you know, basic emotional regulation. Perhaps a father figure too, or else you'd be better at this shit. Who's to say? Just, you know, take a step back, okay? You don't gotta be all in anybody's orbit. Be happy with yourself. If you have a person that you like in your life, well, inserting yourself into all of their actions aren't going to improve the chances of conjugating with them. You don't have to answer every text. You don't got to be personal Captain Save-A-Ho out here on call at every minute. You don't have to be in their face. Express your emotions. Accept rejections if they happen and just fucking move on. Don't y'all have day jobs anyway? Relationships problems hit different when you're unemployed, huh? Stop trying to fucking force or fix things and, you know, force yourself to fix yourself. Or don't. I don't know. You could keep on being a beta orbiter if you want. You have to send me a postcard whenever that actually starts working out for you. Number 3. Compliments aren't consent. You know, it's pretty odd that we live in a day and age where compliments are so alien to people that giving one is often quickly attributed to some sort of romantic interest. Complimenting a nice guy? Well, that's equivalent to sticking your fucking hand in a bucket of ticks. They're gonna latch on like nobody's business, and the only way to remove them is with fire. Red X Industries disclaimer: don't light people or ticks on fire. That's not how you deal with either of those situations. Truly not every single compliment that you receive from anybody of the opposite gender is meant to be anything more than a casual observation a lot of times. Oh, I like your shirt. Oh, you're so nice. None of these are invitations to anything more than, you know, just thank you. I accept your pleasant passing comment. I understand that you probably really like the dopamine hit from it, but dopamine is meant to be used sparingly. Too much of it, you got a little tripomania, and you got to stay up for 36 hours researching Chris Chandler. Trust me on this one. Too little, and then you get that ADHD red 40 stare. But my eyes were always glazed over. Nobody could tell the difference. But really, the tip about compliments, it could go any which way you slice it. Nice guys, nice girls, yeah, they share this. I mean, normal-ass people share this one. We all like compliments. We like to feel good about ourselves. We want to be liked by other people. And as Queen would say, find somebody to love. Yeah, maybe a fat bottom girl if that's what you're into. You shouldn't glom on to people who compliment you, is really what I'm trying to say here. Some of the most complimentary people in the world are complete sociopaths just because, you know, they want to get close to you. Compliments do not equal attraction. It used to be a part of everyday life. And then we all got real bad at taking compliments and, you know, socially awkward. And now we're all just sitting in the stink of ambiguity and uncertainty. But hey, it beats going outside, doesn't it? You want to know what I do when I get a compliment? I move on with my fucking day like a normal person. Maybe if I'm in a good mood, I'll compliment something about them, but I don't know, that leads into a conversation, and that's a whole fucking thing. And like I said, I'm just busy, and I don't care that much. People respect that type of honesty. Number 4, more money, more women. Such a stupid voice. Hey, dollar bill, y'all! You know, nice guys got a habit of throwing basically everything they can at the wall. I've seen stories of them paying for a woman's college tuition, buying them fucking cars, all sorts of wacky, zany hijinks that you'd see on a sitcom and you probably actually shouldn't be doing in real life, unless you're an idiot, which it turns out. And then, you know, when they finally do take the step, make that proclamation of love, and are summarily rebuked, well, they tend to get a little bit angry. There are women out there who definitely do take advantage of these lost souls, believe you me. They're called gold diggers, and they ain't messing with no... Oh, I can't do that. As I was saying, though, some of the more victimized nice guys fall into the fallacy of trying to buy love. You'd be surprised how many people try to buy friendship. These nice guys are obviously presuming that wealth or generosity is a desirable trait, and I guess credit where credit is due. A broken clock's right twice a day. It can be desirable. It's not an unwelcome component. But with that being said, you gotta be selective with this, okay? Don't go for big grand gestures out of the gate. If someone isn't interested in you, then no amount of money is gonna fix that. Choke that jagged little pill right the fuck down. This is all kind of in line with beta orbiting and over-helpfulness. It's just another way to invest in a potential partner. Instead of time, you invest capital, but at the end of the day, you cannot buy compatibility. You need to find compatibility first, and then explore these ideas only when you know that stuff is actually going somewhere. And if that's not for you, I don't know, find some chick on the internet, and you could just go throw money at her. At least she will pretend to like you. From a distance, of course. And it's pretty convenient that you can't get pepper sprayed over the internet. At least not yet. But once we figure that technology out, Red X Industries is gonna make a mint! Number 5. Fake depth, real cringe. You know those type of insufferable dicks that are just always talking out of their ass about stuff they don't know anything about? Truly think back. You ever meet one of those people? Well, we can brand him as a nice guy, I believe. 95% of their deep insights are not even born of their own thoughts. It's just stuff that, I don't know, some schmuck like me told them. Adopt all your opinions from the internet, why not? Because original thought is hard. I mean, I understand that it is, but could we at least try? We'll put forth a little effort and see how it goes. These faux philosopher nice guys are the type of jerks who will try to get you talking about something that you don't know about, just to spout off about star sign compatibility or quoting the only thing that they remember from their philosophy course 101. Real and deep conversations can't be forced. They just happen in the moment. Two people with compatible vibes just, you know, bouncing the ball together and seeing what happens. I mean, in all reality, the conversations usually aren't that deep, but when they happen, in the moment, yeah, they do feel like they are. Nice guys will try to force the deep conversations, however. The frickin' ghouls will ask you about your stance on the Ukraine-Russia conflict and then tell you all about why you're wrong no matter which side you picked. It never mattered what your answer was, or if they agreed with it. They only wanted to get you talking. In their heads, it's only a matter of keeping you talking for the next 80 years. The only solution is to run far and fast because they will drain you of all of your mental energy in some sort of sad attempt to prove that they are intellectuals. Because surely being smart is attractive, right? And I mean, yeah, it can be if it comes from a real place. But if you're doing this, just stop. Your ability to spew facts from memory isn't interesting. It's just data dumping about your autistic hyperfixations, and I'm sorry, but it's not cute. Maybe you find somebody with the same fixations, but otherwise, it's not cute. Sometimes it can work, but again, compatible vibes. I think everybody needs to learn how to be a lot more comfortable with fucking silence. Sometimes the quietest interpersonal moments can be the deepest. That's when you know you're really truly comfortable with someone, when you can settle the fuck down. Life is not a game of Jeopardy, alright? It's okay to not know all of the things. That's a gateway to learning something together with someone. But you didn't think of that, did you? As a baseline, like, humans are pretty dumb. Fundamental fact of life. There's no reason to act like you're not a normal person, like you don't know some things. Alternatively, go ahead, try and continue to force deep conversations and drive away everyone that you talk at. And I say at, because you're not really talking to someone, you're really just in love with the sound of your own voice. And you're not even getting paid for it. Dollars to donuts, you can identify these people solely based on their Reddit comment history. Number 6. Guilt trips aren't foreplay. Okay, now, this is one of those things that I legitimately cannot understand. Like, yeah, angsty teens, sure, why not? But full-grown men throwing out these lines. I mean, tell me you got fucking mommy issues without telling me you have mommy issues.
Mom! Mom! Mommy! Mommy!
Rejection is a part of life, friendo. It's not usually any cause for a real level of alarm. Take it on the chin, roll with the punches. But nice guys, though, dude, they are just built different. They'll go on tirades using all the previous strategies to try and win you over. They'll monologue about their value to you, how they're the optimal choice for coupling, and blah, blah, blah. Literally just trying to guilt trip you into giving them a chance. And I can't stand this crap. The ones that proclaim their value and such, they do get under my skin. But the ones that are the worst of all are just the pity boys. The sad boys. Won't you give me a chance? No girl ever did. Yeah, there's a reason for that. Now get the fuck out of my face. If you've ever done this, go apologize. Unless the restraining order's still in effect. In which case, don't do that, please. No one owes you an ounce of affection. I don't care if you single-handedly saved her from a Thanos snap. You're not owed a damn thing in this old world. It's absolutely asinine that you think you could override human free will with your slimy, useless, empty words. It's cringe. It's manipulative. It's fucking sick. And if you find yourself on the receiving end of all this, well, you would be wholly justified in telling them to pound sand. Because, yeah, that's not okay. Stop guilt-tripping people because your emotional damage is really only your own to carry. Your fear of rejection and your unmet expectations are your own personal failings deep down. So, take a day or two and chill. But don't go pawning all that off onto some poor woman, dude. Because she can't fix you. A psychiatrist might be able to, maybe, allegedly. At the very least, we'll get to document some interesting brain scans. Of course, as I said before, you can ignore any or all of this advice, and on the off chance that your guilt tripping does eventually work, well then you'll be semi-happily married to someone who's basically being held hostage by your inability to cope.
Everything is awesome when you live in a
Dream. When you live in a dream.
Truly a fairy tale ending for the ages! Number 7. Nice guy to creepy spy. Oh yeah, general creepiness. That's another good nice guy trait that comes in a whole lot of forms. It's like a special type of awkwardness, punctuated by being just, a little too much. This last section is just general trends that I've noticed in what happens when a nice guy isn't getting the attention that they believe they are entitled to. You know those people who text bomb you? You wake up and you got 40 animated GIFs and good morning from a dude who's just such an emotional mess that his insecurities keep him awake all night and force him to text you incessantly at 4 a.m. You up? What are you doing? Thinking of you. Yeah. Too much. That behavior fucking sucks. I can't think of a single person on the planet who likes it. If you're the type of person who does this, I promise that your interest is either too awkward or too polite to just straight up ask you to stop. This is not implicit permission to continue, it's pity, like we talked about before. And really, I can't think of a worse fate than being so stuck in my head that I would accept that level of pity. There was like a whole internet of people out there that you could go talk to. Or, I don't know, if you're a touch grass type, there's a whole world full of real people. I don't care who you talk to, just go fucking talk to someone else. Don't make your loneliness and shitty habits somebody else's problem. Please. Some of the happiest couples I know are perfectly content not being in constant contact. If you're not getting the same energy back, well, chances are you're being annoying. Though I'd take annoying texts every morning over actual stalking. Because the nice guy, indeed, he is a crafty creep indeed. And if he can't get your attention via text or calls, well, sometimes it escalates to stalking. Isn't it messed up that we live in a world where that's even a fucking thing? Like, nice guys no longer even need to leave their house in order to do it. They get behind the alias of John Q. Nobody and follow you on Instagram and just sit there in the dark refreshing over and over, hoping beyond hope that they don't see you in a photo with another man. And yes, in more severe cases, of course, we've also seen real, actual IRL stalking, following you around, constantly visiting your place of work, frequenting the same shops you go to, prowling around, just hoping for any opportunity to trap you in an awkward social interaction. I do often find myself wondering why women put up with annoying text bombers, but yeah, then I remember that real stalking is a thing that exists. I kinda get it. If you don't answer them, well then they might come visit you in meat space. A harrowing thought. But not for me. That's how you get an unregistered handgun stuck in your face.
Do we have a problem?
I do feel bad for women a lot of times. I have a lot of sympathy. What they go through, it must be difficult. But then also, I remember that nice girls exist, and I'm like, oh, that's right. We're all just sort of fucked up, I guess. Sometimes I ponder if humanity as a collective is okay. My working hypothesis is no. Of course, the most creative nice guys, quote-unquote creative, might employ a combination of these two tactics called fake friendship, pretending to have no interest in you romantically, pretending to be your best friend, just that non-threatening dude that you can vent to about your boyfriend, and then he'll go seethe about it online later. You're venting to someone you thought you could trust, they're doing unspeakable things on the other end of the phone, gently nudging you to break up with your boyfriend, telling you, you need to get laid when you express any sort of frustration, all in the hopes that they will be your choice for the replacement boyfriend, or at least object of physical desire. Neither one is ever going to happen. And like text bombing and stalking, at least it's honest. That's a horrible way to put it. I don't respect it, to be clear, but at least it's not this. Fake friendship levels of duplicity is like many multitudes higher on the might be a sociopath-o-meter, okay? It combines everything we've already discussed into one ugly time bomb, and the only limitation on how long this con goes on is their patience. They will lull you into a false sense of security just for the sake of maybe getting an opportunity to take advantage of you at your lowest point. It's disgusting. It's sniveling, and yes, it is purely dickless behavior. That's not the behavior of human beings. This is the behavior of a scavenger animal, a vulture, an opportunistic infection. These are the types of actions that a well-adjusted individual would never even consider. The real reason nice guys keep losing. The thing about nice guys is, they're not really villains in the traditional sense. Few are. The world is more shade of grays than black and white. They aren't out there twirling mustaches, monocle and top hat in hand. They're just deeply confused individuals. And they might be hurt, or stuck in some outdated belief that love is a vending machine.
Who's got some change? He takes quarters. I got a buck. I got a $1.10.
If you're just putting compliments and time and money, then eventually a girlfriend pops out. Wasn't that easy? But that's not how people work.
Magnets, how do they work?
Attraction isn't earned like XP in a video game. It's not a transaction. And it sure as hell doesn't come from guilt or pity or fucking persistence. The real move is to learn to be someone that you would actually want to date. Cut it out with the fucking obsession of being chosen and just learn to choose yourself first, okay?
I volunteer! I volunteer!
When you stop treating love like it's a reward and start treating people like, I don't know, fucking people, well then everything starts to change. And yeah, you are gonna get rejected sometimes. Whoopie-doo, we all do. But rejection isn't a personal attack, it's a boundary. Respect it, grow from it, and then you'll be miles ahead of anybody still texting good morning at 3 a.m. hoping for a miracle. And truthfully, if any of this hits too close to home, that's fine. Doesn't mean you're a monster. I had a phase similar to this. Too clingy, too possessive, too much. And thankfully, my wife and 3 beautiful children have made me secure enough in our marriage to not feel that way as much anymore. But it's a battle that never stops. At the very least, just don't be that guy out there refreshing someone's Instagram stories like it's your job. Learn to take an L and cut the grass and all that shit. And truly enjoy your own company is the secret. Because honestly, when you like yourself, like truly and deeply love yourself, then you stop needing anybody else to validate the things that you say or do or think. And ironically, yeah, that is when people start to take notice. Life is kind of funny that way. That's all any of us can do, you know? Work toward being someone worthy of love. Because in the end, you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely deserve it.
Nani baka, nani baka, nani baka, nani baka.